Hello and welcome to this video on awarding qualifications this 2020-2021 academic year. In this video, we will go over the 5 quality assurance stages that will take place for teacher-assessed grades, allowing for the certification of learners this year. This year, there are 5 quality assurance stages. Stage 1, where a check of the minimum evidence threshold will be carried out by RSL. Stage 2, where RSL will conduct a statistical analysis of all the grades submitted. Stage 3, where RSL will request samples of learner work for moderation where necessary. Stage 4, where RSL will carry out a statistical analysis of the provisional grades for 2020-2021. And finally, Stage 5, where RSL will finalise the provisional grades and release validated results to centres. In this video, we shall also briefly review the appeals policy for the summer and direct you where to find further information on the appeals process. We will now go through each stage in more detail. In Stage 1, RSL will check whether the minimum evidence threshold has been met for the grades submitted. If this threshold hasn't been met, additional evidence will be requested from your centre. This will be managed on a learner-by-learner basis. Therefore, if there are some learners who have sufficient auditable evidence while others do not, those who do will move to the next stage of the process. In Stage 2 of the process, RSL will conduct a statistical analysis of the grades submitted by each centre. Through this analysis, RSL can assess the validity of teacher-assessed grades and ensure the resulting qualification grades are accurate and consistent with previous awarding. If the analysis is conducted and the centre is within the set parameters, the teacher-assessed grades will be agreed, bypassing moderation. If the analysis identifies a centre as falling outside of the set parameters, a moderation sample will be requested. Stage 3 covers the moderation section of the quality assurance process. Please do not worry if your centre has been selected for moderation. There are many reasons as to why a sample of the learner work would be requested from your centre, and it does not imply that the learner's grades will definitely change. Moderation will take place on the cloud.rslawards.com site in the same way that regular RSL external quality assurance sampling is conducted. This process is done using the same EQA sample request tool that you would use in a normal academic year. If a moderation sample is requested from your centre, you will have 1 week to upload the evidence required. When moderation has been completed, a report will be released which either agrees or disagrees with the grading decisions made. If the grading decisions are agreed, your centre will progress to Stage 4 and no further action will be required from you. Please note that the agreement of the grades does not mean that the grades may not require further adjustment as detailed in Stage 5. Because of this, we ask that you do not share any grades with learners until they have been officially validated and released by RSL to your centre. If the grading decisions are not agreed, the report will list a new set of moderated grades. Your centre will have the choice to either accept the moderated grades or resubmit the sample with additional evidence and repeat the moderation stage. This is managed on a learner-by-learner basis. Therefore, you can resubmit for some learners and accept the moderated grades for others. There will not be an opportunity for a third attempt at moderation. If all teacher-assessed grades are not agreed by the second attempt, your centre can either choose to accept the grade changes or delay certification. In Stage 4, RSL will conduct an analysis of all grades submitted to RSL for the 2020-2021 academic year. The overall profile of RSL awarding must remain within a reasonable tolerance of previous years, and this will be checked through layers of statistical analysis that drill into increasing depth should the grades fall outside of the set parameters. Following this process, all projected grade profiles and their accompanying analysis will be taken forward to the RSL Assessment Board in Stage 5. The RSL Assessment Board is the body responsible for ensuring the integrity of the certification process. Grades can only be ratified and certificates issued following sign-off by the Assessment Board. In instances where a qualification falls outside of the expected parameters and the grade profile cannot be agreed by the assessment board, grades will be subject to adjustment. This was part of our process last year, and due to the rigour of the quality assurance process, this stage was not needed. We hope for this to be the case again this year. Following the sign-off by the RSL Assessment Board, each centre will be categorised as one of the following: grades agreed without adjustment, grades agreed with adjustment, or certification delayed. All grades will be released on the same day, the 9th of August 2021, which is slightly ahead of the key dates calendar. This is to fall in line with the GQ results day for this year. Centres will be able to download a report identifying overall qualification grades for each learner in the usual way through the cloud.rslawards.com site. In some cases, however, learners will not have enough evidence to certificate or will be awarded grades which will deviate from learner or teacher expectations. Accordingly, RSL will facilitate an autumn series in which any centres who wish to produce and supply additional evidence for learners to better indicate their level of achievement may do so. This series will be conducted on an opt-in basis. Learners opting to take part in this series will have any previous certification withdrawn and will be subject to additional quality assurance measures for the autumn series. These learners will be signed off by a separate RSL assessment board, with the certification following shortly after. We will provide more details about this process nearer the time. Our usual appeals policy does not apply for teacher-assessed grades. Therefore, we have updated our appeals policy to reflect the regulations for 2020-2021 awarding. The updated policy is available via the Policies and Regulations section of the rslawards.com site. An appeals process will be made available for instances where a learner or centre believes a result received is incorrect due to a procedural or administrative error made by the centre or by RSL. Appeals will be accepted from centres only, not individual learners. So if a learner wishes to appeal to RSL, they must do so via their centre. Where a centre has received an appeal from a learner and believes they have identified an administrative or procedural error, they should contact RSL, who will review the evidence provided and determine whether to amend the learner's result. For further information and for guidance on how to make your appeal application, please refer to the updated appeals policy document available via the Policies and Regulations section of the rslawards.com site. For further information on the process for quality assuring grades this 2020-2021 academic year, please refer to the VQ Approach to Awarding technical document available through the rslawards.com site. If you have any questions, please contact us via vocational@rslawards.com. Thank you for watching.